I'm going to show you guys 3 recession-proof niches that you can start adding into your mix, so that way in the event that maybe things do get a downturn, you will be fine and you will be able to grow a profitable business. Now, first off, I just want to address all the fear that's going on in the agency space. People are really worried about, am I going to be able to get business? Am I going to go out of business? Am I going to have to go bankrupt? A lot of people are upset, and here's the facts, is that even though things could get worse, doesn't mean your business has to go out of business. You just might need to make a shift or a pivot. Businesses that know how to evolve are the ones that are going to stay alive. And I want to give you an example of how when some things suffer, other things go up. So a perfect example of this would be, look at what's happening with people in bonds. So my father, for example, in the beginning of the year, he actually pulled pretty much everything he had out of stocks and he put it in bonds. When everybody else had the market crash, bonds went up. You see the same thing with commodities start happening. When stocks and things start going down, you'll start noticing that some commodities start going up. And it's the same way in any vertical. So for instance, when if right now you're going after gyms, or maybe you're going after restaurants, or maybe you're going after automobiles, or things like that that are sort of luxuries that during a recession people are less likely to buy. Well, what people do buy is auto repair. So maybe you can no longer go after a car dealership, but maybe you could go after a repair shop. But I'm going to give you guys 3 niches that are surefire niches that if you go after these and you can be successful in these, you will be just fine. The first one we're going to talk about is attorneys. I'm just going to put attorneys. Addies, we'll call them, especially in the family law or bankruptcy, etc. These things are for sure going to go up when times get hard. Now, I'm not someone who likes to try to make a profit off someone else's downfall, but the fact is that when a family or something is going wrong and maybe they're getting separated, split up, or even unfortunately in some cases divorced, oftentimes they need somebody to mediate that and to make sure that everything's taken care of fairly. And divorce attorneys, family attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys, things such as this always go up whenever you're in, whenever you see an economy turn down. So how would you go after these people? Well, it would be pretty simple. What you would want to do is just reach out to them, and you could say to them, hey, right now with the times, things that are happening, there's a big increase in families who are going through issues, separation issues, etc. And I'm able to get about 5 to 10, whatever it might be, to come through your doors on a weekly basis. Is this something that you would be open to talking about or discussing? Obviously, we have our scripts that in our training that just work, but that's just the premise of what you're saying. Now, here's something you need to think about. The issues for businesses might also change. So you might also have to change the problem you're solving. Some of those businesses get so busy during those times that they don't actually need to afford you. So maybe you need to solve a different problem. The lead nurturing, come in at different angles for them, ways that you're going to be able to help them grow their business. So that's number 1, is attorneys. Number 2 is going to be things in healthcare. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about luxury healthcare, but I'm talking about healthcare that would be things where insurance will cover it. I know that like healthcare for people who are going to the hospitals and things like that, those things are all going to increase. Why? Because people start eating worse, they start doing more stupid things, they're under more anxiety, and so because of that, they're going to need more help. And that would take you into things such as maybe seeing a psychologist and things such as that. You might be able to even help those people out. Following the same kind of script, you can go after them. Now, some people might look at that and they say, Ross, if they're busy, why would they need your help? And it's true, you might, as I mentioned earlier, have to solve a different problem. But when I first started my agency, I had this thought process that if I go after businesses who need me, that, hey, this is going to be an easy sale. What I found out is I was wrong. It wasn't until I started going after businesses who wanted me. Now, the businesses who wanted me could afford me. So when I started going after businesses with money, that was the people that I thought, okay, these are the kind of people I can do business with, because we'd get on a call and it was like things would just start rolling. I would go after businesses initially who were struggling, thinking I can dig them out of this hole, and it was horrible. So I think that going after companies that are doing well is a great strategy. Insurance-based businesses, and what I mean by that is, let's say for instance that you own a home, you have homeowners insurance, a storm comes and damages your roof. Well, now you're going to have to hire a roofer to replace that damage, but you don't have to pay for it out of pocket. So even if you're tight on money during a recession, you're going to go ahead and get your roof put on because insurance is going to pay for it. So in this instance, you would go after companies like the roofer who gets paid by the insurance company, if that makes sense. So the idea is we're trying to get into a couple different things that you're either going to see it spark up when people have fear and anxiety and more issues, or we're going to be going after people that it doesn't really matter what the circumstance is economically, they're going to buy it anyways because they can get it for free or through their insurance, etc. So these are my three. Now you can probably do spin-offs of these, and I would recommend digging in a little bit deeper onto each one, you know, to really trying to niche down, like maybe you're a personal injury attorney, a family attorney, maybe you're in a bankruptcy attorney, etc. Things that way, but those are really going to be things that are going to help you to grow. Now, if you're like, Ross, this is great, this sounds great, but I don't know how to reach out to these people, I don't know how to get them as clients, I can show you how to fill your pipeline with people coming to you through inbound ads if you wanted our help. So in order to get our help, it's real easy. All you have to do is go to rosschristifulli.com. You can submit an inquiry. You can see all of our different offerings on that site. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.